Oh my God. Hello. Oh, sorry. That happened to be quicker. I'm sorry. Hi, welcome along to House Polished. We are here to discuss episode 4 of season 8 of Game of Thrones. I'm with Claire, like physically with Claire, which is why everything is off the rails. And Lisa is putting up with us all the way in Canada, so say hi, Lisa.
with Canadian Wi-Fi on the side.
Yeah.
I should have had a drink with you guys, even though it's 11 o'clock in the morning here. I should have had a drink.
Yeah, but it's the weekend.
It is the weekend, yeah. So I'm on brandy, and Catherine's drinking
On
some
Malbec.
decent red wine. So yeah,
I'll stick with my tea
holiday.
because it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. In like, in my defense, this is my first drink.
I've got it written down. It's fine. I'll be fine.
I have nothing written down, so between us, we're out of balance. So good luck with this, Lisa. Is there anyone in the chat, or am I just like, is there nothing happening at all, or what's going on? Oh my God, we look crazy on that stream. This is going to be a disaster. In a fun way. Do we have anyone in love? Rating, the polish you chose, all that kind of thing.
You talking to me?
Yeah. I'll mute us.
So, all right. So my polish, I'll go there first. I picked A England Dragon because we lost another dragon this week. Poor Rhaegal got his dragon rider finally, and then hit the dust. We saw it coming though, right? So, and I think I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. It was really, really slow for me, I found.
Yeah, same with me actually. Yeah. What about you? Did you pick polish?
I didn't. I'm actually wearing Ada's Nails, one of the Bright Ideas collection. This is Tesla, which is a very bright blue with a kind of pinky gold flash. But it's got nothing to do with Game of Thrones. I just thought I'd wear
Tesla
it.
Was a genius.
Because if Tesla had have written the script for this last season, it might have been a bit more electrifying.
Yeah. So you don't need to mute yourself actually, because there's only 2 of us. It's only about you, so you can just interrupt. Please,
whenever you want to interrupt, Lisa. Please do.
Hi, just me. Welcome.
Hi.
Even just as an unknown fan. Welcome. So you gave it.
I am spoon as well, but I think there was some interesting moments. But I think that I think it's just got to the point now where there's too much like, why are you setting this up? Why are you making that really obvious? Why isn't it? There's too many questions. Same resources that they could have done a better job of this season. So I started off, I think, with like 8s and 9s out of 10, and it seems to have been sort of slipping down slowly. So yeah, just I think they could have done a better job overall. So 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I think we've all agreed, because it's 7 out of 10 for me as well.
Right.
But when I was in Johnny's stream on Monday, I gave it an 8 out of 10. But the more I think about it during the week, even though I didn't get to rewatch it, it's definitely a 7.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as good as, for me, it's nowhere near as good
Maybe
as
the fact that you've not desperately wanted to watch it again has made you like,
I haven't.
Yeah.
And I probably could have, squeezed in time to watch it, but it just wasn't. I didn't feel like I needed to go back and see something. Like you said, Lisa, it was kind of slow. So I didn't feel like I needed to go back and double check something. And there wasn't a scene that was burningly that I needed to see again. Especially the dragon scene. There was just no tension in it.
Yeah.
I hope it's not going to be like that for the last year. And I hated Jamie and Brienne.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God, I'm so with you on that. Yeah.
This is the Arya and Gendry moment for
Yeah.
me. I hated it.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that, Lisa? Brienne and Jaime. No.
You need to unmute
It was
your mic,
so
Lisa.
awkward. So awkward.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like watching her with her brother, even though that's what Jaime likes to do.
You know, you may have made me feel better about it.
Oh yeah, incest. We know that. We're familiar with that. That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
It felt incesty, even though they're not. Like, I don't know. It was just awkward. Like the Gendry and Arya scene was way better than this one.
Yeah,
it wasn't as
although,
creepy.
yeah, in saying that, I liked the Missandei. I liked Missandei's scene, which is why I picked Dracarys for Missandei. I did like that scene at the end, mainly because she had a great end, I think, to her character arc as well. It was kind of one of those things where there was nowhere really for her to go except back to the killer butterflies, but that was never going to happen. And I just thought that was really surprising at the end that she said Dracarys. It made me wonder, does she see King's Landing as completely hopeless? What is she seeing inside the walls of King's Landing that we haven't seen yet? Because they haven't shown us too much, really. Is it just the fact that Cersei is packing everybody in and she can tell that they're willing to sacrifice them completely? I don't know. But anyway, I kind of sent a loose structure and then made no notes. I want to talk to you about the title first, The Last of the Starks. What did you guys think of that? What did you think of it? Why is it called The Last of the Starks? I wasn't sure if it was referring to Theon, like because they burned Theon, or if it was referring to Sansa, potentially, because she kind of is the last of the Starks. Arya isn't really a Stark anymore, as such.
Bran's not even really human anymore.
No. What do you think, Lisa?
Yeah. I kind of agree. Maybe Sansa is the last because Theon's gone. I love that scene, by the way, where she put the little pin on Theon's body. It was so sweet. I think that was the only time this episode that I cried. Pretty sure.
The funeral scene was perfect.
Yeah, it was really well done.
John faced the dead to give a speech. That was weird. But apart from that, it was a great scene. It really was.
I think it's more like The Last Starks ? Rather than
maybe.
Yeah, a statement. So
although I would have preferred if the Hound had burned Beric, not Arya. I know the Hound is afraid of fire and everything, but I think it would have gave him more, like, it would have said, my job isn't over yet, kind of thing for me. It would have kind of...
I think it was all the principal character, the principal players at that point need to come out. So there was Jon, Daenerys,
she could have burnt Melisandre,
Arya. Yeah. Davos, I think, did Davos?
Did Davos burn somebody?
There wasn't anything left of Melisandre though, right? Melisandre. She drifted off into air, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah, she just kind of evaporated, didn't she?
So there was nothing left to burn of her.
Hi, Catherine Harding. She said the Hound will only face fire when it comes to the mountain. Yeah, that's true. I liked that scene. The last of the Starks could, of course, be Ghost, which is everybody's bitching about this week.
Yeah.
Poor old Ghost.
What a shitty pet owner. Doesn't even say goodbye to his dog.
The way the show is, they don't really care about dialogue.
Yeah.
No, that was terrible.
But I do think that's just the way that Jon left Winterfell and the long goodbyes to Gilly and Sam. It left you with the feeling that, okay, Jon's not coming back. He's not going to be back this way. If he comes back north, it'll be north. He'll bypass Winterfell. So it kind of felt when that weird goodbye to Ghost was a way of him kind of, again, admonishing the Winterfell and the north and the starkness from him. So you could say that was a way of him saying, no, I'm not a Stark. I'm not one of you. I shouldn't have this dire wolf. I'm actually should be on a dragon, and I'm a Targaryen.
It could be that The Last of the Starks is a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah.
Because we see Arya kind of reject Gendry, so clearly she's not, like, it seems like she's not going to go on and like reproduce or have a kind of a normal family life. So the Stark name will die with her, right? Or her, like that. And then with Bran, he says he's living in the past, and of course Jon, then everybody knows now that he's not Ned Stark's son. So that literally means that Sansa is the last of the Starks. So what does that mean going forward? How much is she going to play the game? I heard somebody refer to her as Little Sansa, in that like she's now the new Littlefinger, but Little Sansa.
Yeah, Sansa finger.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or maybe Little Sansa's better.
Yeah. Catherine says, people said Jon was throwing metaphorical stones at Ghost like Arya and Nymeria. I don't see that at all. He doesn't seem to care.
I can see why people would say that, because there was definitely felt like he was being pushed away, and your poor Ghost was like, you know, all the memes of like, what do you mean I've not been a good boy? So he I suppose, yeah, metaphorically he was kind of pushing him away.
I think that David Nutter said they just decided not to do it. They didn't need it.
Yeah, I think you're right. He didn't really seem to care that much. And I just get, I mean, I said this in the stream that I did last night with MP and Callum and DJ, that I feel as though that because there's been this gap of a year, you get the impression that everyone's just gone, oh God, we've got to come back and finish this off. And we were already mentally moved on to 6-7 different other projects, but we've got to cut. So yeah, I'm not saying that they completely lost their investment in it. Maybe perhaps a bit of the passion about that particular project, but the Starbucks coffee cup highlighted that for me. It's shoddy. People aren't looking at it. They're not paying as much attention as they used to. It's just get it out, get it out, get it out, get it done.
I actually think it's probably it is that, but I think it's actually it's because they haven't got a break from it. Like they didn't stop shooting really. Like they were doing 10, 11 months.
So it's not like they had a year off.
No, they didn't. And I think D are just knackered.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm not sure, like, as much as they love Belfast is the easiest place to be in the winter. Like, it's really cold and damp. It's lovely. But I mean, I'm from Ireland, so I know what Ireland is like in the winter, and in the northern parts of the island, like, forget it. You know, it's not like I live in Switzerland where it's really dry cold. It's completely different, and they're set up for it. Like in Ireland, we talk about the weather all the time, and we're never ready for it. And I think they were just kind of. It's a lot to do the same job for 10 years.
Yeah, it is a long time.
With all of the pressure that comes with it. I know they make great money for doing it, but creatively, as a creative person, it would become quite tiring.
It's like, let's just get this over and done with, because there's a million other exciting things that we want to get our teeth into. So that came through, I think, on the screen.
I think it was proof that it wasn't a Starbucks milk.
Hi, Halcyon.
Oh, hi, Halcyon. It was on the catering cups from the set.
Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah, but it's not. Still, I think they were just up against it, really. Okay, so what else did we want to talk about? Oh, okay. So I put down party and romance at Winterfell first. So I have Sansa, Jaime and Brienne, Arya and Gendry, whatever you want to talk about. So who wants to go first?
This is the after battle feast. Basically, everyone just ends up having sex, which is that kind of like, you know, we almost died, we didn't die, let's celebrate. Hi, Margaret.
Oh, hi, Margaret.
It just didn't, again, it didn't feel right, it didn't sit right. I thought the drinking game and the whole Jaime and Brienne thing, what they seem to have done to Brienne in the last couple of episodes has just really cheapened her character, and I would be really pissed off if I was Gwendolyn Christie. It just felt like, you know, as soon as they got her out of armor, that's it. She's the vulnerable maid, and that's just not Brienne. That's just not Brienne at all. If anything, I was saying I think she should have, if she felt that she needed to celebrate along with the rest of them, that perhaps maybe she should have taken up Tormund on his offer. Not from a a kind of lusty perspective, perhaps, but from a strategic political alliance perspective, they're quite friendly now. The Winterfell with the wildlings wouldn't do any harm to solidify that with, a relationship, possibly a marriage.
Well, also, why not go for someone with two hands?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not against people with disabilities. I'm joking, but I am partial to gingers as well. So there is that. What do you think, Lisa, about the whole Jaime Brienne?
I agree with Claire. I think it kind of cheapened her whole character arc. At this point, it would have made me feel better for her if she had died in the Battle of Winterfell, because this just it doesn't seem like her. It's completely out of character for her to be bawling her eyes out in a courtyard in her robe. It cheapened her whole character arc for me.
Catherine says Brienne isn't like Arya. She always wanted a relationship, but she was bullied and tricked so many times. I get that. But
I don't think they just made her very vulnerable.
I would have. Do you know how they could have done it? If Jaime had actually kissed her in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I might have been sold on it then. But this kind of thing, this awkward thing of going into the room and like launching himself at her, and I get it. He's only ever been with his sister, so it's awkward for him too. But I just felt that. Not that Brienne deserves a man, but or doesn't deserve a man, I should say. The whole thing was awkward. I don't know. For me, that was the Arya Gendry thing. It could have been done a little bit better.
I think the main if we just kind of go follow their story arc through the episode, obviously at the end, Jaime ends up leaving Winterfell. So the question a lot of people have been asking is, well, what did was he pushing her away? Does he really want to go? And is he this behind the scenes episode, they were talking about how Cersei is a drug to Jaime and he's addicted to her, and or what is it? To me, it felt like it was some sort of confessional thing. I've done this is why you should hate me. I've done this is why you should hate me. It was that I'm pushing you away to protect you. Please don't follow me. I'm going to go and end my sister. So that's the way I saw it.
Yeah, I think he is going to end. But why not just say it to her? Is it for her own protection? The thing is, though, I'm not sure if this will happen in the books with Jaime and Brienne. Not that it matters at this stage what happens in the books or what happens in the show. But what they might be setting up is Bronn killing Brienne, because they're both now in the same spot. And if Jaime kills Cersei and dies in the process or whatever, and Bronn gets wind of that, and maybe Tyrion turns on Daddy, or Bronn just gets wind of the fact, I am not getting anything these guys have promised me, the first thing he's going to do is try and kill Brienne. And I think he could do it if he has that.
Oh, God.
And that would be tragic. Hasn't the, spoiler alert, just do this to your ears. It's not really a spoiler. It's just kind of an interview thing, but just do this until I tell you to stop. Okay. I think the actor who played Bronn says his character does something that will make him really hateful by the end of the series.
Right.
Now, actors say these things all the time. It could mean anything. But for me, I was like, when this episode happened this week, I was like, oh, he's going to kill Brienne. So, okay, you can stop. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
I mean, it does make it seem as though, when Daenerys was looking over at Tyrion and Jaime, and they're all like best buddies again, and that, brothers in arms, and they've got each other's back. So when it comes to loyalty, it does seem like Tyrion is, again, he's a Lannister and he's loyal to his brother. But also when Bronn had that encounter with them and he said, I only need one of you alive, don't need both of you. And I just thought, one of these Lannister boys, these brothers, is going to die. So I don't know.
And he could just kill her to send a message. So yeah, I think Bronn might try and kill Brienne.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Margaret asks, hi Callum, how are you?
Hi, Callum is the younger, more beautiful queen. Yeah, just in case you wondered, that's who it is.
I take no. She might be sitting beside me, but I'm not taking any responsibility. Okay, so Margaret said, "Are Sansa and Brienne going to head down to King's Landing, and if so, why?" I don't know. I don't know.
I get the impression that I was kind of thinking the same thing, Margaret, because Sansa desperately wants to see Cersei get her just desserts. I don't think it's going to be good enough for her to just hear about it. I think she seemed really, I wish I was traveling on there with you. I want to see what happens to her. So we've got to remember that Brienne is sworn to Sansa. So I don't think Brienne is in any kind of position, nor would it even cross. Just hop off this vow for a few months with this Lannister geezer. I think Brienne is going to do whatever Sansa feels is the correct thing to do. So if Sansa feels that she cannot continue or thrive without seeing Cersei get her just desserts with her own eyes, that's the only way I could see. And I know there's the whole travel and teleportation thing and what have you, but they could, in effect, Brienne could have a conversation with Sansa following on from if she was heartbroken, all the crying and vulnerability and everything. She could speak to Sansa the following day and say, I've got to go. And Sansa, like, actually, I wouldn't mind, so they go off together. And if it's the day after Jaime's, because Jaime inevitably is going to end up at King's Landing. So it's not that much of a stretch to think that Sansa and Brienne could turn up the day after as well. It's not like there's going to be like, oh, there's not enough time. If there's time for Jaime to get to King's Landing, then potentially there's also time for Sansa and her sworn sword security, Brienne.
I
just don't know what they're going to do in Winterfell.
I just saw the first line of Margaret's thing, so I'm not going to read the rest of it. But if anyone else wants to read it, don't read beyond the first line of her thing. So hi Sonny and AJ. Lisa, what do you think? Brienne and nothing's happening at Winterfell, right? There's nothing unless Bronn is going to do something and make a move, because listen, killing Sansa will hurt Tyrion potentially. Killing Brienne will hurt Jaime, and Bronn knows this, so it's in his interest to stay with them.
They're quite vulnerable, actually, though, aren't they? All the troops have gone. The wildlings have departed, so they're actually.
It will stink there. Nobody's gone to Winterfell in a while.
No. I think we're done with Winterfell now, unless we have some surprise twist with Bran being the Night King, but I can't see that happening.
Do you notice that the blue tiles didn't flip back the whole way?
No, I didn't notice that.
They didn't flip. They had the mounds outside Winterfell, but they didn't flip over the tiles. So I don't know if that means that the blue tiles are still. I don't know if that means winter is still there. If there's something happening with the Night King, I'm not sure. Sonny has been giggling at your two-eyed budgie.
Two-eyed budgie, I
know. So what did you think of? I have to say, one of the highlights of this was I keep checking my phone because I have my notes on my phone, not because Claire's boring me, but Lisa, you'd never bore me. One of the highlights was Gendry being legitimized. I loved that. How did you feel about it? You must have loved that, Lisa.
I did. It was perfect, although it is a very tactical move on Dany's part.
Oh, totally.
Very, very, very tactical. But just the shock on his face, where he's like, "You're giving me Storm's End," okay. And Jaime looked shocked too, because I don't think he knew that Gendry was Robert Baratheon's bastard.
So. I loved seeing her play the game. I loved that. I want. It's a pity that, I know everybody says this, it's a pity we haven't seen more of Dany playing the game in Westeros. Yeah. That's one of the few times that she did, and it's really good. Yeah. It also gave her the opportunity to legitimize her own bastard, the way the North kind of legitimized Jon, and he's the big guy now, but she got to, and everyone would know Gendry because everybody had to go to him for their weapons. Everybody knows who he is. So it really made her. And then it was kind of like when somebody is a real people pleaser, but they're also an asshole. and they're constantly trying to compliment people. That's what it felt like when she toasted Arya. She's like, "Oh, I everybody look, I'm toasting the hero." It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was awkward in that it was Davos who, and again, aligned to House Baratheon, that was like, "Oh, yeah, congratulations, Lord Gendry."
Yeah.
But I think this will. I know that there's not enough time to play out. You know, we'd need another 4 years to play some of this stuff out. But it does make me wonder whether or not that now puts Gendry in a position in his own mind of, I should feel an allegiance to the Queen who's just legitimized me, so I will obey her orders. But at the same time, there's Arya, and I know she's rejected me, but there's that whole thing about how this mirrors Robert Baratheon, King Robert, and Lyanna. You know, that's like, how many times can a Baratheon man be spurned by a Stark girl? So it mirrors that, but it just like, well, so. And if you think about it, several times it's been referenced. All of this started because of Robert Baratheon falling in love with Lyanna. That's what it was all for. And it's like, does that mean that eventually Gendry could start a war at some point for Arya?
I mean, we all think that there's going to be peace at the end of this, but it could be that this is just like that we're going to have open rebellion in other places.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But it does, like, it completely throws open everything for Sansa as well, because now she can choose, and she is in the position to choose, even if she wants to be single. But she can choose to be single. She can choose Tyrion. She could probably swing Jon if she wanted to, and Gendry. Like, there's a few options there now for Sansa. Is still by far in the strongest position. The only way the show would really shock me at this stage is if they killed Sansa Stark. Like, that's because she's got so many opportunities open to her beyond what's going to play out, I think, by the end of this series. I liked the Arya stuff. I liked that she kind of rejected him in a way. I think I would have been okay with her taking him as well.
She did it quite respectfully as well, I think, didn't she? Yeah.
As much as I like them together, I love that ship, but I don't. It's not Arya. She's not a lady. We all know that. It's not something that she's ever wanted. So unless there's a twist and she's got that Baratheon baby in her belly, who knows?
Well, the other thing is, Gendry could have probably sold it. Listen, love, I'm not a lord. Let's reinvent this ourselves. Do you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not asking you to be anything that, like, I want you as you.
Yeah.
You know? So he could have maybe, you know, but I think he's just totally puppy loved, and you know.
I mean, they had sex, and then the next day he asks her to marry him. Like, it's not real life.
I've seen that a lot of people are
Slow down, cowboy.
Yeah. Exactly right. Arya must have some really good moves.
I've seen that a lot of people are complaining about. I just, oh god. Anyway,
Rivers.
No. Sansa and the Hound.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to just say something here. When people say things like, it's disgusting that they could, the way they were talking about her rape and blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, if you think that any of the actresses on show are not to say to Dean, that's the way I want this to go down.
Yeah. They're not being taken advantage of.
How dare other people say how women should talk about their rape, even if they're fictional characters?
Yeah,
I know men wrote about these things, but I actually loved that scene. I think it's great when men talk. I think it's that they had a very mature, honest, frank conversation about what happened to her, even if it was just alluded to. And I think I really, really liked it. So I'm really sick of people saying, oh, they're not treating this issue, or blah blah blah, or with female rights, whatever. I mean, people, like, women are allowed to be women in whatever way they want to be women, and I think you need to give the actresses involved a bit more credit for that, you know. So my nose is running like mad. I think. Thank you so much.
Everybody deals with with sexual assault in a different way. Like everybody deals with it in a different way.
Oh, Lisa, you're muted, I think.
Am I? Can you hear me?
Are you? Thank you. Thanks, ma'am. Everybody's looking after me. Thank you very much.
Let's pick up on something Halcyon's saying here. Robert Baratheon, feeling he owned Lyanna as a piece of property, then mythologized her due to his inept life. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know whether or not Gendry will now feel that he has an empty life. There's that.
Can you hear us, Lisa?
He completely, he built her up, didn't he? Into like, you actually, did you know her? Can you remember what she looks like? Did you even have any kind of intimacy, let alone a conversation with her? You just completely obsessed about her because he did have an inept, empty life. He wasn't the heir to Storm's End, was he? No, he was wasn't it? No, Robert was the eldest, wasn't he?
Robert, but he made. Oh, he was. Yeah.
But he's regardless of that, he still had an empty life. People do tell. Got my contact lens in, so I can't see as well. Well, people do tell others how to think and deal with things. Yeah, people have always told me how to regarding when I was raped. Right, okay. There's people blabbing on without manners. Yeah.
Stop
completely.
telling people how to feel about what happens to them.
Yeah, totally.
Even in a fictional environment, and I get it. There's this is a male. I've seen it several times during the week. People saying like it's men putting words in women's mouth, and that is a huge issue. Yeah, I do agree. They should have brought in more female directors, more female writers. That's a larger topic, I think, for sure. But I think you're talking about a show that has put female protagonists front and center in a really, really unique way, I feel. And if you think that like Emilia Clarke has definitely had input on things, I'm sure Sophie Turner has as well. And Macy, I mean, come on. So that's just my little 2 cents. Stop telling people. You're right, Halsey. So what did you think of the whole Sansa? I thought it was because it was the reunion we were missing, right?
I love the fact that she said she got rid of Ramsay with the hounds. Yeah. And that there's just that kind of smart. There was definitely a deep and meaningful connection between the two of them. So I think the show did the best that it could to try to reflect that.
I really I was so impressed by how they came together. Lisa, what did you think?
I agree. It's the one reunion that we've been waiting for. And when she was just standing there with her wine glass, I'm like, okay, go over and talk to him. Like, we need this reunion. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Why am I not hearing her?
Did I? Oh, that was when I must have ripped it out when I ran to the bathroom. Sorry.
That was my fault for having a runny nose.
I could still hear even though it wasn't. Have I got some kind of special link to Toronto where I don't need technology?
It's just our like inner
Martin writes much better about the Hound and Sansa than the show does, but I do like the fact that it was included. There was a very small scene. I don't think Halcyon's watching the show, but there was a very small scene after a huge battle at Winterfell where there was a kind of touching moment and respectful exchange between Sansa and the Hound, where she kind of touched his hand and said, "I'm not a little bird anymore." And it was a bit of a moment. So I did enjoy.
I really liked that moment too. I think it was, I think they kind of have
and also
father-daughter relationship almost, kind of. Him and Arya too. Yeah, I like an older sibling or a father-daughter kind of relationship with both her and Arya.
Also, I think as well, the Hound is kind of an asexual kind of character of the show in a lot of ways. Yeah. I mean, the fact that he was like rejecting the women, like he's always I think for her, like Sansa as an older, everything she's been through, she realizes actually he was in a position to really take advantage of me and he didn't. This is, there's something else going on here, maybe.
I did kind of hope. There's a little bit of me that hoped that Sansa would do that kind of Cersei Euron thing where it's like, that she turns around and kind of looks over her shoulder and like, okay, come on then.
Oh my God.
And then they just vanish into and then you just see them the following morning and like nothing said.
Nothing said. Yeah. No, God, no. Yeah. To get the porridge oats. He was the porridge oats guy, wasn't he? Yeah. Have some porridge in the morning.
With his kilt.
Yeah. So he says in the book, the Hound had a little sister who died, so I think that's how he sees Arya and Sansa. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Very soon after she'd lost Ned, so yeah, he was a kind of replacement father figure, and he also taught her quite a lot of stuff. You know, the moment in episode 3, the big moment that she has when she stabs it. You know, he showed this is how you kill someone. This is where the heart is.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that stuff was useful for Arya.
Yeah. So we've had all of that stuff at Winterfell then. And then the next topic I put on our list was Dany, mad, bad, and dangerous to know, because I guess leading out of that party scene is really that scene with Dany and Jon, which I thought was actually one of the better written scenes of this season so far. I really enjoyed it because you didn't know, there was a lot of tension in the dialogue. You didn't know where it was going to go. I felt that we'd be missing those kind of Game of Thrones scenes.
There's just a bit. I'm just kind of thinking to myself, if I was in the same situation as Dany, from the same perspective, would I be doing and saying the same things? Probably, actually, yeah. I mean, I know she's a bit rash and impulsive, where it's like, yeah, you should have waited a little bit, let the troops recover, blah blah blah. But when she said, look, I've just told you what John's saying is, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll bend the knee and you're my queen and whatever you want, you know. And he did it with the war plans as well, like, you know, and he's rallying everyone, this is our queen, you tell us, we will obey. And almost to the point where it's like, John, shut up. You know, you're really kind of like, this is embarrassing, take a bit of control here. But she says, well, don't tell anyone, this is how you do it. Just don't tell. Oh, well, it's fine. We'll all get on. We'll all be friends. And she's clearly much more politically savvy than John. So it's like, no, really. You either do it my way. But then that looks as though she's got this, you know, oh, he'll bend to her will. And it's like, I think, which is what I was saying in the stream that we did last night with Callum, this is probably the writer's way. I think the best we can hope for is that this is the writer's way of saying, here is the plausible justification for why a conqueror, a leader, even somebody who comes in saying, I'm for the people, I want everyone to love me, I'm going to crush tyranny, ends up being the tyrant themselves to try and achieve that goal. So there's a way where you go, yeah, I mean, we look at the Mad King and go, oh, he was just crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody really kind of thinks about what steps and what may have led up to him being that. It's just, no, he's mad. You know, Targaryens are you've either got greatness or madness. We want greatness from Daenerys, but it looks like she's going to be going down the madness route. But what we're seeing is, because we followed her journey, that's how it happens. That's how somebody can arrive in that situation. So the audience, there is that genuine sympathy, even though, so it's not that out and out, oh, she's a baddie, we didn't realize she was just rotten all the way along. It's like, no, actually we can see,
like, this is her drive as well.
I
mean, this is the thing that has, like, more than any other woman in the world in this world that we've seen, this is her. It's her drive. Power is what drives her. And her right to that is what has driven her.
And again, you could say this is she's got no rights for this sense of entitlement and all these titles, you know, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains. But she is the last Targaryen, as far as she's concerned, in her mind. That's all she's had, a brother telling her, we are special.
And in a world where most people have no rights at all, the people that have rights in some way are definitely going to hold on to those rights.
Yeah.
The people who are legitimately entitled to something, they're gonna fight for that. And look at how much she's lost to get to this point. I mean, it's such a waste. And then for somebody to rock up and have it all handed to him. And I feel like John is completely, he needs to kind of, shit or get off the pot.
That's true.
He's not a Stark. He rejected Ghost. He's not quite a Targ because he wasn't flying Rhaegal, which maybe would have saved Rhaegal. I'm still not entirely sure why they didn't keep Rhaegal with Jon, because they could have done that and separated their most powerful weapons. But that's obviously his decision, I think. Maybe not Dany's.
Don't keep all your coins in the same purse.
Well, Jon said he wasn't riding Rhaegal because he had to heal after being wounded. That's why he couldn't hold his weight, is what he said.
I don't remember that.
He would have done. I think he would have done, but he wanted again. It was like, no, he needs to rest.
Tormund asked him why he wasn't riding the dragon, and that's what he said.
Because he said, "Oh, you weigh as much as 2 fleas." Fucking.
That's
and it was
right.
Make a difference, and it was like, no. Actually, I'll let him heal a little bit.
AJ, to answer your question, I think the Mountain is rumored to have killed his sister and father. I think that was the thing, so that he became the Lord. Are they lords? No. Whatever it was, I think he wanted. Whatever
he was. House Clegane.
So.
Oh, bye, Margaret.
Oh, bye, Margaret. So Dany, I hope they're not going to rush the whole madness thing, because I don't think they should do that, especially in this day and age as well. And there's so many mental health advocates on the cast as well. I don't know if they will do that. I'm hoping they don't. But she can burn King's Landing and not be mad.
Yeah.
I mean, she has, they've got enough to burn King's Landing. I know she'd be burning innocent people, but I mean, we've seen people do as bad things Cersei's blew up the Sept. Like, a lot of people died. A lot of houses probably got wiped out. So it's not like the people will get over it. I did see a meme during the week, stop rooting for King's Landing, when they cheered for Ned Stark's beheading, the people, they don't deserve it, but this is the way of war, I guess. So I'm not sure if she will burn it. I think you're right. I think Cersei will burn something and then blame Dany, maybe. That's a possibility.
I think that she's gonna try and trick her. That's Cersei's mantra, really, isn't it? That's her, that's the way that she does things. Is I'm clever, so I'm going to be 2-3 steps ahead. I think she's going to do that, and I think that may be the thing that makes Daenerys go, I'm gone, I'm out of here. I'm now responsible for killing the people that I've come all this way to protect. It's clearly not worked out. I'm going to go back to where everyone just bends the knee without even blinking and says, mother of dragons.
AJ, you're absolutely right. The common folk don't know anything, so it is hard to blame them for sure. I think as well that, just jumping on a little bit, killing Missandei is definitely the best way to piss Dany off, if that's what Cersei wants to do, which is clearly what she wants to do. I think Cersei is almost goading Dany into burning King's Landing, or to making a move on King's Landing. Taking Grey Worm wouldn't have the same effect at all.
It's like, look, everybody, look how evil she is. And I'm here to save you. Yay, Queen Cersei.
So I guess the question is, should Jon have... I mean, Bran did tell him, and I gave my whole Bran thing last week about free choice and free will. And his words to Jon are, it's your choice. Would you have, in Jon's position, would you have told the Stark siblings, knowing what you know they're capable of now? You've got Sansa, who's probably one of the most intelligent people in Westeros, not just in Winterfell. You've got Arya, who is the biggest hero in the world right now, and you've got Bran, who's the all-seeing eye. Lisa, would you have kept the secret?
Well, considering how long it took Sansa to get rid of that secret.
Will you keep that to yourself?
Personally, I think it would have made more sense for Jon just to keep his mouth shut. Personally, that's how I would have done it. But I can see him wanting to tell his sisters. I mean, he's close. Well, they're not his sisters anymore. What are they? His cousins? He grew up with them. He's close with them. It's obviously eating away at him, so I can see why he would want to tell them. But if it was me personally,
and his whole identity when he was growing up was being a bastard. I'm not going to have bastard children. Being a bastard is just the worst possible thing. It's it's just a horrible label to have. So I kind of get why John would be like, oh, by the way, yeah, no, I'm not a Stark. I'm even better than that. Yeah. I should be sat on the Iron Throne, and I was saying last night, there was something, I think it was on Facebook, that I saw how good are you at keeping a secret on a scale of Sansa Stark to Ned Stark. How good are you at keeping a secret? I'm a bit of a leaky bucket. So I wouldn't
I've been sitting drinking with you all day.
I wouldn't be able to, I'd have to say something. I wouldn't be able to keep it to myself. There'd be all this like, the body language would, I just,
there's no way I'm keeping that secret.
I don't blame him, but at the same time, there's this whole thing about, oh my God, Sansa broke the oath in front of, broke a sacred oath in front of the weirwood tree. But there's also those arguments of like, well, John didn't actually tell him. He kind of instructed, he kind of commissioned Bran to be the one to actually, tell them the story. So he could go back and say, it wasn't me. He wasn't actually me who said it.
The other thing about this scene, another thing that makes it so great is that you can see it from both of their perspectives. Like you can, both of them have legitimate reasons for saying the way they want to, for acting the way they want to act. I mean, John deserves a heritage too. Like John deserves to know where he came from. He deserves to have that in the open. He deserves to not have to carry that tag of bastard. He's like in the north. He deserves as whatever he wants as well. But Dany, on the other hand, to her credit, she doesn't push the whole, Tarks are okay with incest. If you still want to get it on, she doesn't push it with him, and she could do, because she had that pushed on her as well with Viserys. Yeah. So I think you can that's what made that scene so great for me. But I suppose it's probably, I think that's next on our list. It's probably, unless Lisa, do you have anything else to add to that, Dany as she is in this scene?
I don't think so. The only other thing I just wanted to mention was, are you guys as disappointed as I am that we didn't see the reveal with Sansa and Arya being found out? Like, why did we not hear that? There's got to be something going on, I think, in the background.
There has to be, because that's there with like John finding out, that's the one you want to see with Sam, and I liked the way they did that. But the next thing I want to see is Arya finding out, so there has to be a reason for that, for sure. I'm still not 100% sure they didn't know already. I don't know.
I also don't know whether Tyrion and Varys already knew, and they're just really good at going, oh my God, really?
I think there's no way of knowing. I actually did wonder, were they going to structure this season slightly differently at one stage? Because I did wonder, were we supposed to see the Sansa Tyrion moment perhaps in the episode after this? So that we would be left in this episode wondering, did he tell them? Did he not tell them?
Yeah.
Because it was such a, like, the reveal thing, I was like, and also it sounds like he left Bran to do it, maybe. I wasn't. I hope there's a payoff for that, because it's really annoying if there isn't. I do think there will be something else. I don't think Arya is just going to kill Cersei.
Yeah, AJ, I think there's got to be a reason why we didn't see that, and maybe it's something that maybe it's something to do with his parentage that we don't know. Halcyon was saying that Ned says in the book, some secrets are safer kept hidden, some secrets are too dangerous to share, even with those you love and trust. Yeah, because it starts a war, people will get killed. So Ned Honourable Ned. It just it kind of destroyed him, really, didn't it? Keeping that secret all his life, but he did, and he took it to the grave.
So,
not that it did him a massive amount of good. But
Arya knows that Sansa told Tyrion. I mean, they can't hide anything from Bran. So Sansa tells Tyrion. I mean, you've got to think that anything Sansa does at this point, she at least tells Arya, or she runs it past her, or I mean, it's felt very impetuous. Telling Tyrion felt very impetuous, but I think Arya and Sansa are like that, and there's no separating them now. So it wouldn't surprise me if Arya at least expected Sansa to tell Tyrion, and yeah, I'm kind of thinking that Arya is on her way maybe to potentially take out Dany. We haven't seen Dany and Arya in a scene together.
Do you think Sansa knows that? Do you think they're in it together?
Yes.
Yeah, and me too.
Yeah. I think as well. I know on your talk with MP, he said that Arya and Dany have been in a scene. They have in the war room.
Yes.
And he said that she was never in a scene with Cersei. She was in a really pivotal scene with Cersei. She had a really pivotal encounter with Lady when they killed Lady. So she has actually had a very, very pivotal scene with Cersei where they talk to one another. But she hasn't had anything like that with Dany. And even the fact that she wasn't there when Dany toasted her, there's a reason why they're like, I mean, as bad as the show might be getting in some places, there are reasons why they don't put certain people together. Bran and Mel wouldn't have worked together because they're both dealing with powers beyond their, it just, how do you put them together? But yeah, I kind of, Lisa, what do you think about? Do you think to get Dan? Hello.
If you're there, you mute it. Oh, right,
I'm here. I didn't hear what you said. Your audio kind of froze for a second.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say what I said. What do you think Arya might take out Dany?
I think anything's possible at this point. Although, are we going to give her another huge kill like that? Like they sure took out the Night King.
That's a good question. I think Callum is asking the same. Yeah.
I think, but I think if she uses somebody else's face, then that will be different.
Well, I mean, that's got to come up again at some point. They can't just be gone with her faceless man thing.
Here's now. This might be tinfoil. What if she? I don't necessarily think she will kill Dany. I think she might be on her way to do that. But what if something happens where she has to face off with Jon over this?
Yeah. Remember who you are. Remember you're a Stark. That was like, whoa, there's going to be some tension there at some point in the future.
What if Grey Worm? Yeah, I don't know what if there's a fate like Jon and Grey Worm battle it out, or I don't know. I think they've definitely made Jon very subdued this season. So something big is going to happen,
and really quite naive politically. That we'll be fine. Just I promise you. But look, what more do you want me to do? I don't want to be king, and it's like, that doesn't matter.
But what if Arya? That'd be cool if she took Grey Worm's face, actually. But what if Arya ends up having to Mercy kill Jon, or Jon kills Arya to stop Dany, or something like that. It would be because they have to. There has to be something epic coming with those three characters. And I agree, Callum. I definitely don't think she's definitely not going to get Cersei. She's definitely not going to get Cersei. And she can't. She has had the phrase and the Night King, so there's no way. But something may happen. I also don't buy that she's going to kill the Mountain. I know that's a big theory out there as well. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think though it's a bit of a red herring for the audience to think she's going to King's Landing to take out Cersei. There's something else going on. I loved the Varys line concerning this. If 8 people know, 100
that was the best line.
It was great. Because it's so true.
So how many people know? 8. Okay, so it's no longer a secret, it's information. But I am surprised that Varys didn't know that already. If he's like,
I think he was too.
Yeah.
By the way, Claire agrees with it, but she still reckons that the moon landings were faked. So she was saying that earlier on. Sorry, was that a secret? And she's a massive flat earther as well.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Imagine if you had shown.
Stay with us, people. Stay with us.
Okay, so I do think that Sansa told Tyrion, because I think she's right. What if Dany was killed off dragon and then Jon is down there and they have the rightful heir to the throne? Like, yes, tell somebody important that knows that information around this situation. Because there's like, I don't think it's necessarily an anti-Dany thing. I think it's an anti-Cersei thing. Dany could easily be killed, and then they're all left still at the mercy of Cersei. Oh, that rhymes. But I think that telling Tyrion is like, that's information that you need.
Yeah.
I think Tyrion telling Varys is a test. What will Dany do with Varys and that information? What will she do to Varys because of this? I think he's testing Dany. I think Tyrion is testing Dany by breaking that, because there's no way you tell Varys if you want to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Even if you want somebody to counsel with, I don't think Tyrion even trusts that much. Talk to Davos. Don't talk to Varys. Callum says, funny how rapidly the living devolved back into their tribes and cliques so soon after overcoming the embodiment of death. Poignant representation of the frailty of the human spirit. Exactly, Callum. And we saw this with Davos at the very end of the last episode 3, where he instantly went after Melisandre. So Lisa, what do you think about the whole Tyrion Varys situation with this secret as well?
I tend to agree with you, thinking it's a test, definitely. But I'm pretty sure that Varys is going to be toast this next episode. Literally, she's going to burn him.
Well, he did what he said he was going to do, which is, if you start going a bit cray-cray, I will point that out.
Yeah.
I'll let you know that you're making a mistake. And he did exactly that. And she said, that's great. If I find out you betray me, I will burn you. So that, I think, is pretty much given the next episode.
I'm pretty sure that's how you're building it up.
Do you both think... I'm interested to know whether you think Drogon will survive the series, because he is intrinsically linked to Daenerys and her. I mean, if she loses Drogon, she's out. As far as I'm concerned. So, will he survive? Will Cersei? Is that because it sounds like there's a lot of stuff going on in King's Landing that we don't know about.
I kind of fall into Johnny be crazy's line of thinking. I think Drogon might just disappear.
Yeah,
he might just fly, because he's done it before.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think dragons and Jon are going to happen. I think Rhaegal being killed, also kind of being attacked in similar places where Jon has been attacked.
Yeah.
I think
my God, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
when they killed him, yeah.
I think that's him. Even if Jon accepts his Targ identity at the end of this whole thing, I think it'll just be a new form of Targaryen, like without dragons. Because he doesn't even look Targaryen. So I don't know. A lot of people are talking about dragon eggs. I mean, I just don't think the show's going to get into it.
Yeah, I've heard dragon eggs. I've heard baby dragons. I've heard Drogon wearing dragon armor. I'm like, okay, well, if they were going to make dragon armor, why didn't they do that when the first dragon was killed?
Way easier to CGI.
Pardon?
I would imagine. Right?
Yeah, easier to CGI. Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, but don't forget, Drogo will save Rhaegal, because I mean he's Aquaman now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know if Drogon necessarily dies or has to die. I think he can just escape. I think we're going to have a lot of question marks, like legitimately interesting question marks, not just question marks because they're massive plot holes. But like, I think, like, I don't know if we see Ghost again, for instance.
No,
I think we're done with direwolves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have, like, it's funny because
not in the bloody budget, mate.
no, and it's funny because this whole, like, the idea of this whole story started with direwolves for George R. Martin. He wasn't even going to put dragons in. He had to be convinced to put dragons in.
Yeah.
So,
can I just say, we have an official statement here from a qualified wildlife veterinarian who says John is an ass to Ghost. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the official line. Yeah. I agree, Meriden.
Worst pet owner ever.
Yeah, he ghosted Ghost.
Yeah.
Not very nice. No. But he I think he kind of did it to Rhaegal as well. Rhaegal wasn't that injured that he couldn't have flown on him. I think Tormund was a legitimate thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, you're not choosing here. You're not going Stark. You're not going Targaryen. What are you doing? So Varys do with that information to get himself burned? Now that's the next question, Lisa, because you reckon he's gone in the next episode.
I think so. I think that they've built up that he's going to be gone. I think that somehow Dany's going to find out that he was talking about Jon being put on the Iron Throne. She's going to be, no, that's my seat. And it's treason. So off you go. You're gone.
Yeah,
I think that's the way that they were talking.
Something like he tries to help her, but she takes it a different way and thinks that he's trying to betray her, and she ends up killing him for the wrong reason. It'll be something tragic like that for Varys, I would think.
What if so he could go to her and say, listen, I know this. What if she catches him just talking to Jon about it?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. That would be, yeah.
Or, yeah. I was trying to think, I'm not sure. Anyway, Halcyon says the plot seems like it will go in the direction of being about absolute power, and thus the Game of Thrones itself, not that the showrunners will execute well.
I think what they're like, okay, there's a huge epic saga here that's a Song of Ice and Fire, but this is Game of Thrones, so let's bring it back to what people are a bit more familiar with, which is the human struggle.
Sorry, I went all over the place with our outline. Sorry, Lisa. I apologize. I feel like I should write Lisa a note.
If there is any presumption, it is the other way against the holders of power. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, yeah.
So we kind of talked a little bit about Jon ghosting Ghost, and him saying goodbye at Winterfell. Is that the last time we see Jon at Winterfell?
That's the massive impression that's given there, isn't it?
I'd be surprised if we see Winterfell at all again. I really will.
See Sam again.
That's a good question. Although I did call Gilly being pregnant.
What do they do with Sam at this stage?
If they just leave him there and we never see him again, that would be terrible.
They might summon him. I don't think we're going to see Gilly again, but they might, because that's a nice end for Gilly now, that she's got a future outside of the horrible start she had in life. That's lovely. Let Gilly alone now to have her kids and be happy and read her books. Lovely.
Isn't Sam now the Lord of Horn Hill?
Yes. So Sam might be necessary for legitimizing Jon. So they might have to summon Sam to legitimize Jon. So that would leave Gilly safe at Horn Hill, and then So that's the only thing I can see. That's the only purpose Sam has, at this time. And there's Kat. Hi, Kat. I thought it was very.
Hi, Kat. Kat, I'm wearing Tesla.
And thank you for the polishes, Kat. So what else was I going to say? So we had Tormund as well. That's it for Tormund, I think. There's nowhere else for him to go.
These are popular fan, a popular show person.
The only way I can see any of this coming out, if there's like a battle that we don't know about coming, not at King's Landing, but that if somehow Cersei decides, right, Dany maybe burns King's Landing or loses Drogon or something, is pushed back, and Cersei decides, right, now let's go north and get rid of Sansa. And then Sansa has to call all of the wildlings in, and then Sansa and those guys move down towards River Run or something like that.
They are vulnerable at Winterfell, and it's just been recently decimated, so it's not going to defend.
I would really like that. I would really like to see Cersei put an army on the march, and then for either that army to turn on her or to be driven into a spot where Robb took advantage of knowing the ground and having allies in that area.
See, I'm like, okay, episode 5, big battle at King's Landing. Episode 6, the aftermath,
but everything's happening so quick now.
But maybe there is something explosive that happens in the last episode. That would be interesting.
It would be cool if
they're just sitting ducks, really, at the moment, aren't they? Yeah,
totally. Or unless Sansa decides we are sitting ducks, so let's bring the war to her, and let's just rally whoever we can in the Riverlands, in the Vale, whoever she has around. I'm not sure. Did the Vale go with Dany? I couldn't figure that out. Did the Vale army go with Dany? Anybody in the chat know? Hey, Bubba. Yes, we are together.
Think. Yes. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I don't know, because they're not loyal to Dany, right? Well, I mean, they are, I guess, if they... I mean, the Vale don't, like, Royce didn't have much of a choice.
And there was a lot of plotting, like, secret conversations with Sansa.
So the wildlings didn't have to go with Dany. They were allowed to be free. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Vale stayed with Sansa, whatever was left of them. But we still have the Glovers. We haven't heard anything about what happened to them. And she still has Edmure.
Yeah, and Sweet Robin.
So
she could definitely manipulate Sweet Robin.
I would love to see. I would love to see Dany and Cersei and Sansa face off. That would be far more interesting at this stage than the way they're doing Dany's arc. And I love Dany. I love Emilia Clarke as Dany. I'm not a Dany hater, but I'm not. Well, let's get on to it because Euron's attack is next on my list.
Yes.
Freaking Euron with his dollar store Jack Sparrow. I hate Euron. I really do. How the heck?
The actor, though.
Oh, I do. He's such a good actor. He's so funny. He's so funny, but I hate Euron as a character. I really do. And for one, I understand his character in the books is a lot more like mysterious and mystical and has all sorts of powers.
That's what I was saying last week. I'd say George said to him, Cersei and Euron are going to be the villains. The last villains they have to defeat. Yeah. And Euron in the books more scary than Night King, I think. In a lot of ways, he's
creepy.
Terrible.
Very, very creepy. Yeah.
You know, he's a potential pedophile from what we know.
Yeah.
He's like a badass pirate. Yeah.
He's got this weird like obsession with religion and mysticism as well. So he kind of collects
the dark arts.
Yeah, religious people and cuts the tongues out and uses that, gets the money. Yeah, he's a horrendous character in the book. So who's going to take Euron out then? I
really don't understand why Dany didn't go around the back of the ships and fire from the back of the ships. Like, there's so many tactical questions, like why they did things this way. Like, I understand they have to put the story forward, but like, if you're thinking rationally, okay, the Scorpions are facing me this way. They're not going to be able to turn 360 because then they would be able to damage their own ship. No?
Who goes home
so
to see has anyone triggered the alarm while I've been away? Has anyone watered the plant? Who goes home and doesn't expect the enemy to be there because nobody will go there.
Well, that's what a Castellan. Yeah, they're like housekeepers, aren't they? They're like house sitters. Yeah.
Which one is it, Dan or Dave? I don't know the difference. I know that's very racist towards D&D, but he said he forgot that she forgot. Dany forgot.
She forgot.
She forgot. She forgot that the most powerful naval force in the world was looking for her. Stupid. I think you said John might kill Euron. Is that right?
I think John needs it. I think show watchers, show fans. No, I'm all right. Yeah. I think that they are desperate for John to have his moment because he didn't get the Night's King. There's a lot of disappointment. I think that it was Arya, not John, that took out the Night's King. So I think he has to have his moment.
I would really like Yara to do it.
Oh, I would love Yara to do it.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be really good.
Whelan, another Instagram account that you should follow. She's hilarious. I love her as well. Actually, all of them, they're all of the Ironborn character. I think the pressure has always been off them. None of them are ever going to get the throne. So the actors have always enjoyed them, like Alfie Allen, Gemma Whelan, and I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Pierce something.
Oh, Euron.
Yeah. The three of them really good to follow on Instagram. David Adams, how are you? Happy Saturday.
One true David Adams, who's the best moderator in the entire community, I think.
Entire Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah. Hi, David.
Well, we're definitely going to see Yara turn up in the next episode.
I hope
magically with a brand new force to rival Euron.
Yeah.
Or a tiny force that somehow manages to take them out.
Do this with it. I mean, she's now taken on Theon's, she's going to have to, she's fighting for herself and for her brother as well.
Pilu. Yeah. Is that Pilu? How do you say that? Pilu? AJ just put it in there.
Pilu, I think.
Yeah. I think the thing in the preview with Euron looking up is someone jumping from a boat to him.
Yeah.
In the way that it happened to Yara.
Possibly, yeah.
That like you saw Euron's guys jumping on board. I wondered, was that going to be? I think we're supposed to think maybe it's the dragon, but I'm not sure if it is.
Yeah.
Euron, let's just put it in the best Irish way I can. Thick as dog shit.
Yeah.
How do you listen to Tyrion talk about Cersei being pregnant when you just found out?
I don't think that Cersei's pregnant. I don't think she ever was. I think she's just using this as one of her women's weapons, because she knows that she can manipulate people into getting what she wants. I've got your prince in my belly.
Saying that
because it's useful to me, But yeah,
saying that, I think she does look a little bit rounder in the belly area.
I think it might. I'm still kind of on my phantom pregnancy. Qyburn is feeding this phantom pregnancy that she is Mary. I think she might be like Bloody Mary.
Oh my God! Yeah, she was a bit bonkers as well, wasn't she? And kind of,
like Sansa has been alluded to as a Queen Elizabeth the first type character as well. So I know that Lauren thinks Sansa's more like Mary Queen of Scots. I think that's what she says, but I'm kind of like more. I think Sansa. I'm still on Sansa is going to be the queen. AJ says Euron is killed by the clap. It's only fishing.
I think I've either pushed this too far into my ear. I thought you just said Queen of Scots, not Queen of Scots, and I was like,
oh my God.
Anyway, sorry.
I don't hate the Euron character as much anymore because you know what? He's enjoying it. He's one of the few people that's really loving
throwing himself into
like the guy who plays Tormund. He's loving it. Yeah. They have fun characters that they can play around it. There's no
Tormund had some great lines this episode. He had some great lines. Like the one line that he said was, "Which one of you cowards shit in my pants?" was hilarious.
Just the way he got really properly emotional about being rejected, and the person that he's offloading to is the Hound of all people. She rejected
I did
me.
like Jamie's little cock block. In fairness, it was funny. But I see. This is where how good would it be to have a whole episode of just that at Winterfell? And just all those interactions and proper. And then I feel like we're being cheated out King's Landing stuff. Where I feel like the King's Landing stuff it's not as tight.
I think it's going. The long night was started right at the very beginning. There wasn't any build up to it. We got straight into the action, and it was pretty much all the way through. The only reprieve we got from that, as like, let me just take a breath from this, was when Arya was in the kind of library bit, and it just it turned into that sort of horror segment. I don't know if it's going to be the same in episode 5. I think it might be something, you know, real short, sharp, like explosive. Something happens that's driven and directed by Cersei, and then they're out.
You think it could be Cersei driven?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's Cersei wildfire. There's a twist, and it will make everybody think, who's the crazy queen here? Actually, it's this one, not Cersei, because it was kind of foreshadowed in a weird way when Daenerys was having the conversation with Varys and Tyrion when they were doing the war planning at Dragonstone, and she said, it's all about making the people love you. It's who the people feel should be the rightful ruler. So if I go there and be kind of like, I'm doing this for you, you know, so she knows that she has to get I mean, just from her experience in Winterfell, she knows she has to get the people on side. So I think she's going there with that in her mind. Cersei's going to crap all over that and just do some twist something round where it'll be a big kind of, because that, I mean, Cersei was behind, orchestrated the explosion at the Sept, and that was an unbelievable episode. All of the things that have happened up to this point with Cersei is, don't mess with Cersei because she will get you. You know, she's in it to win it. So I think something, but I don't think it'll be drawn out. I think we'll see it better because apparently it's a daylight. You know, whatever's going to be happening is going to be in the daylight. So
I did love the shots over what they showed, like the bits with Rhaegal was beautiful. Like as horrible as it was, I didn't really feel anything emotionally. It was like, oh, okay.
I'm just wondering whether, like, we got Jaime's trial, boom, 5 minutes. Rhaegal, boom. First, like, whoa.
I wouldn't be surprised if the opening scene involves Varys and Jon and Dany coming in on that. And like you said, like Lisa, potentially, now maybe they'll build up to it more. But the thing that kind of throws me, hi, Moni, nice for you to come. And AU's here. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
I wonder, I lost my thread. Lost it. Totally lost it. Oh, Tyrion. That's what I was going to say. Tyrion in the preview. We see a lot of Tyrion in the preview. And every time it's him looking at Dany.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not a good look.
Yeah.
So.
And also Dany looks a bit bedraggled as well because, of course, she's not got.
Yeah, there's a great shot of her on the throne.
Yeah.
And she looks put together, but then there's that, and it's like that other scene of her at the window where she's all like, her hair is all tumbled down. As I said to you, don't fuck with a woman's hairstyle.
Yeah.
Sanjay's gone now.
Yeah.
She looks completely broken in that shot where she's standing, like looking out. She looks just completely broken, and I don't blame her one bit. I mean, she's the amount of things that she's lost in such a short period of time. Like her acting in this episode, Emilia Clarke was outstanding. Her facial expressions this whole episode, like you could read her like a book. This episode, it was such good acting.
Really grown with that character as well.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. I think she's totally underrated, Emilia Clarke. And so far I feel like it's her season in terms of the acting. It's definitely Emilia Clarke's season for me.
John, you were saying, what if Arya takes
Sansa's
face?
Sorry, he just said
Claire and the Oracle. Oh, you're the Oracle. Yeah, you're the Oracle. Yeah,
he's just saying hello to you twice.
Oh, right. Hi. But wouldn't it be that Sansa would have to die for Arya to be able to take her face? Which I can't get my head around the fact that Sansa would die, to be honest. But
would Arya have to kill Sansa to take her face, or can she just be dead and take her face? I don't know the specifics around that stuff.
Because they've really got into it first.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
do they just have to be dead? I don't think you have to, because in the books, Arya has a face grafted onto her face, but it's not. It's of a dead little girl, but it's not. She didn't kill the little girl, but she gets all the memories and everything. So yeah, she wouldn't necessarily have to kill Sansa, but Sansa would have to die in order for Arya to be able to use a face, but that would be a way of kind of Sansa being in King's Landing and confronting Cersei. And I just want to see those two again. I want to see Cersei.
Here's the thing that I think might occur to Dany, and I'm not sure Tyrion will be for it. If Dany summons the Second Sons, this is how she might get her mojo back.
Yeah.
And I don't think Tyrion will be for that, because summoning the Second Sons means you are leaving Essos in the shit. I think, right? Who's there to enforce Dany's? There's nothing.
But would Tyrion?
I don't know if Tyrion would care, but I think for Tyrion that would be a red flag, because if she's willing to do that, she's willing to do anything to anyone. If she's willing to leave people there, but I think Tyrion is. For Tyrion, he doesn't want to believe that, right?
Right. So that's the thing that's like, I believed in you. Now
if she kills Varys and she summons the Second Sons, Tyrion is going, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because if she can, it means that she's willing to undo everything, the breaker of chains, all that kind of thing. She's willing to do all of that in Essos just to get this throne and take out however many innocent people in Westeros just to get this throne. She's doing this for herself.
Yeah.
I personally can't see how she can bring the Second Sons to Westeros. I know a lot of people think that's going to happen. I don't know how.
I've been asking myself that for weeks. Are we going to see Dario and the Second Sons?
Because, surprise, surprise, only 50% of the bizarrely, only 50% of the Dothraki died. The Unsullied died. Just like actually they were. Yeah, I was saying last night on MP's video that they either must have been on the day shift and like, nope, I'm not doing the long night. You can, shout me up the next day when everything's done. Yeah. So maybe she won't need them, and especially if she's got Yara. They talked about Jose Martel, the new Prince of Dawn.
Yeah.
There's potential in the Riverlands as well to pick up some extra allies.
I know they can do anything at this stage. It doesn't really matter, but there really is no time for the Second Sons to come.
No.
I mean, realistically.
No, I don't.
And I think they ended Dario's storyline all right. Like, I
can't see why she would. I can see why she would do that, though.
It can make sense.
I need my peeps around me,
If she's now lost Missandei, I totally, like Lisa, I totally kind of see where you're coming from as well on this, because, Dario would be on her side. Dario, she's going to need him.
And he's just very nice to look at, too.
She's not too bad.
Meridian says you don't have to be dead in the show to show. You don't have to be dead for your face to be used in the show. If that's the case, then I would think absolutely Arya will put Sansa's face on just to screw with Cersei's head.
I would love to see Cersei and Sansa meet again.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
That is a scene. I don't really care about Cersei and Dany meeting. But Cersei and Sansa, I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
But at this stage, we have 2 episodes, so anything. I mean, the pacing was so weird. Like you said, Lisa, it was quite slow, and then, like, suddenly everything was happening. It was like, just stop. Stop this round.
Unionized Dothraki. But yeah, you know what? Being in the union sometimes can save your life.
So here's the thing. Are we... At this stage, are they going to? They have all their what they call the scorpions on the walls of King's Landing.
Yeah.
How are they going to get into King's Landing if the dragons are that easy to kill?
Because Cersei's left the gates open. More Red Keep, the safer Cersei is. That's her human shield, isn't it? So she's left the gates open. If you there's a clip that's like just a millisecond from the trailer where you can see what looks like whether it's the Golden Company defending King's Landing or whether it's the Unsullied have got in. But there's also in the middle of them at the back of the shot is what looks like a hooded character. To me, it looks like the Hound. But a lot of people have said, like Kyle, Screech, frozen it and gone, oh no, if you zoom in, that looks like when Jaime arrived with his hood in Winterfell. So I
think Jaime for sure. Moni has a good one. could it be Dario with the Golden Company?
Well,
Maybe.
I mean, we did say quite a while ago that the Golden Company, that would be amazing if they just immediately turn their cloaks. Yeah.
Catherine Harding absolutely called me Crowbot. It's a damn sight better than half the things I've been called in my life. Are we glitching out? I'm sorry. That
All
might
right.
be sorry. Yeah, I don't know who that would. I think it would be great if it's Dario.
Yeah.
That would be a cool reveal for the audience to know that before, like Cersei
If
does.
you
Or
think
something.
about it, it's just like, are we really not going to see anything from Essos?
Actually, do you know who I would like it to be? Although he's probably too fat to sit a horse. Illyrio.
Yes. Yeah.
That's who could sensibly be.
Yeah.
He is the only person really left that could outbid Cersei for the Golden Company.
Yeah.
Hire the Golden Company to be hired by Cersei.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
That would be great. Oh,
yeah.
They won't do that though, because that makes sense.
Well, it would also, but it would make sense. It would tie up all those loose ends from the first season.
Illyrio would make sense.
Yeah,
he's not too fat to sit a horse in the show. He's okay.
Yeah,
he's not. He's in the books.
Just
very fat.
Just wheel him in on like a big cheese wheel.
He's like, that Bart Simpson one probably has a rag. Do you know that Bart Simpson? Sorry, Lisa. We'll go back to the pub soon and leave you in peace. What do you think, Lisa? Any thoughts on that? Would you mind if it was Illyrio as the hooded man?
Well, I think it would make sense, but I can't see them going that way. I like the whole Dario being part of the Golden Company. That would be quite the twist.
Yeah.
I want to see Edmure so badly.
I really hope we see him too, because he's such a good actor.
He hasn't been cast. He's been cast.
He's filming The Crown right now, though, right? I don't know when they started filming that.
Right.
I love him too. He's such a good actor.
I see him actually in a play in the Almeida in June. I absolutely love him. Is anybody still? This was the worst rated episode of Game of Thrones on IMDb. I think it was a 6.4. AJ says, yeah, that's true. It was. It's not. I don't think it's the worst episode of all time. It's funny because this episode and the other, and episode 3, just so divisive.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be like that from here on out, and I don't think there was any way to ever avoid that. After a 2-year break of everybody thinking about it in their heads, everybody's going to come up with a way that they want it to go, and it's not going to go that way. So you're going to be disappointed with some stuff and happy with others. Was there anything else that we wanted to talk about?
I just really hope this doesn't go the way of Dexter. I hated the ending of Dexter. I just don't want a cheap cop-out ending. I want, we will have questions left, but I want, to have some sort of a.
I mean, they've said that their biggest fear was having a lost ending. That was their biggest fear.
Yeah, because that was another show that I watched, and I was like, I just lost 8 years of my life. I hated the ending of Lost. I hated the ending of Dexter.
Yeah. I mean, J.J. Abrams was responsible for Lost, right?
Yeah.
And now he's in Star Wars. D&D are responsible for Game of Thrones. Guess where they're going next?
Oh my God. Lisa, did you watch Breaking Bad?
I did watch Breaking Bad. And I really liked that ending. That was a great ending. Such a good ending.
Brilliant example of how to tie up a series like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, did you watch it as well?
I watched the first season and the last season. I found
a lot goes on in that show in between those 2 seasons.
I'm not really that drug things. Just always, I don't know. I'm very strange.
She's so genteel.
I don't like drugs. Now, wine on the other hand.
None of the crack for me, thank you. Not that kind of crack.
With your marijuana. No, I don't know. I found it hard to watch it as a teacher.
Yes.
I think I found it too difficult. I couldn't watch it.
Too much.
Because I know people who are teachers in the States, and it just made me feel really sad.
Yeah.
So I absolutely nothing against the show. But it was a great ending. A great ending.
the writing and the plot development and the way they wrapped it up, though, and just because those were the things, you know, and you get twists that you think, oh my god, I completely didn't expect that to happen. But yeah, you know, so it can. Well, yeah, I'm with you, Lisa. If they're Dexter or Lost, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I mean, you hope that there's enough people on board to end it properly, but then there's so many expectations on everybody. Not everybody's going to be happy with whatever happens. I wonder, will we, by the end of this episode, know how this is going to play out?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. And if it's going to be any way good at all, we should have a good inkling of how it's going to play out. I don't think it should be all in the last 5 minutes of episode 6.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's a cliffhanger, though. It wouldn't surprise me.
In what sense now?
Oh, like, I mean, just like
Prequel.
Maybe at the end, like the end of, like I'm talking about end of episode 5, not the end of episode 6.
Right.
Like episode 5 will end in a cliffhanger, I think.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Possibly with like, I don't know, Arya and Cersei. I don't know, like that's gonna happen. Like them two face off, and then it just ends, and you have to wait till next episode, something like that.
Do you like the Callum's idea of the very last final scene in the final episode is Arya gets killed and then she opens her eyes and they're blue, and that's
there's a lot of that going around with people waking up with
that's
blue
eyes. That's a cliffhanger we can deal with.
Yeah,
like Blackadder goes forth.
Yeah.
That's a great ending, right?
Yeah,
it's a cliffhanger, but we know what's going to happen. That's a great ending. I kind of feel like the last shot might be Bran at the Godswood, or Bran at
that it's
might
gonna
be
have
the
to
last
come back
shot.
to Bran, isn't it? Yeah.
Might be, but
just going back to that final scene at the gates at King's Landing, do you think Daenerys, because wow, I agree, Lisa, the whole face acting thing when she turns, because she even, when she turns her back to Cersei, there's that moment where she almost loses it. She's kind of staggering from the shock of it. And then you just see this kind of like burning grimace on her face. But do you think she might blame Tyrion for what's just happened to Missandei? Do you think she might, you know, if you hadn't have done that, that might not have happened, or that minute, because I don't know whether this is just kind of like, how dare you? What do you think you were playing at? How did you, you know, you really took it upon yourself to try and do, well, yeah, it was my sister. I was trying to appeal.
She should blame herself. Why didn't she?
Yeah.
Why didn't she see the dragon? See the bloody?
Yeah.
I know they're hiding behind a cliff, but come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. That meme that I sent you was the best thing ever.
Missandei.
Oh my god.
Missandei.
Oh my god. I'm sure everybody has seen this, but I'm going to show it to you guys anyway. It's just the funniest thing in the world.
Did you guys like the meme that I sent you with Euron going like this?
Yeah.
And the Drogon's flying in the air and he's carrying a thing that says, "You are not the father."
So good.
The best thing, I think, from this season has been the memes, definitely.
Yeah.
So this is the meme that... And honestly, I was getting MRIs the other morning. I don't know if that's back to front, but anyway, I was getting MRIs the other morning and really horrible, sitting in waiting rooms, feeling fucking awful. And I saw that meme and I nearly cried laughing. It really got me through that morning. So yeah, it's so funny. I'm interested to see how Grey Worm does. I mean, there's a kind of thing, there's a theory that Clegane Bowl, he'll step in and take out I want the Hound to take out the Mountain. I don't want, if there's going to be a Clegane Bowl, I want the Hound to win, even if that means win at dying.
He's not going to beat him in one-to-one combat, though, is he? In terms of physical strength, because also he's been beaten up beyond belief. The Hound. He doesn't I suppose so. And the Hound has just survived the long night, so you know there's merit to that. Although he was cowering in the corner for a little bit with the fire.
No. Here's a bit tinfoil.
Okay.
This just occurred to me.
Okay.
What if the Hound makes a pact off screen that we don't find out about until later with Arya? I want you to kill me, and then use my face to take out the hound. Or take out the mountain.
But does anybody know that she's actually a faceless man? Like, does anybody actually know that?
They've had, like, there's not much to talk about in Winterfell after the Night King is dead, so they've got to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone must have figured it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that she would tell people, because it's something she can keep in her back pocket, like as a surprise.
They're gonna have a long, like, journey.
Ooh, I'm just still thinking about that now. That, I mean, there was that, like, this isn't how it ends for you, brother. You know how it ends.
You know who's coming for you.
So there is some premeditation planning, possibly, but I don't know. I don't know. I think there'll be some sort of tag team thing going on between.
Yeah, I think he's going to use it. He knows as well. Like, also, the mountain was on her list at one stage, wasn't he? Or was he?
He was.
Yes.
She had technically the mountain, Cersei, and Ellen Payne are still left on her list.
By the way, I didn't realize that Ellen Payne, I thought the actor died, but he actually beat cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's
the happiest thing ever.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But the way he said that to him, you know who's coming for him, suggests it's not like I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
I don't know. And also, I mean, the hound, like, you know, where I showed you where the heart is, like that thing, like that might come up. I mean, I'm not really sure how you kill the mountain.
I don't know. I mean, he's quite protective of Arya, isn't he? So he'd have to be in the mindset of, I don't want to face my brother. Where I can't see that being a cowardly thing, but also I can't really face him. Yeah, I can't face him. Could be one, but
they've already kind of set that up with the PTSD moment of the battle.
Yeah.
So I'm not capable of doing this.
That's true.
And it needs to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your line and say, here's a bit of tinfoil.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
How about maybe the only way to kill the mountain is to kill Qyburn? So the mountain and the hound are fighting. Arya kills Qyburn, therefore killing the mountain.
Oh, like a Night King, and he's
kinda.
Yeah. Or kills Qyburn, takes his face, and kills the mountain after the mountain kills the hound.
Possibly.
Everybody becomes a faceless man, and you don't know who anybody is.
I mean, I said before episode 3 they have to play that faceless man card again. But now that she has taken out the Night King, I don't know if they necessarily do. I'm not sure.
They both have unfinished business. Yeah. Are they going to finish that business?
Are we going to see Arya make a play for Cersei? That's the big thing, and I don't know at this stage if we're going to see that. I'd be interested in the chat to know what your score was for this episode out of 10, and what do you think Arya is going to do? Is she just going to King's Landing just to get that list done, or is there something else? Is there a secret Stark plan? Stark scheme? I think there is. I think Bran has definitely, set this up so that Jon had a choice to make, and he made that choice, and we didn't get that reveal because, and I'm not saying that Jon is in on it, but the other 3 are, because whatever they do, Bran knows anyway. But hi Ion. So episode 4 was so good, Ion, I had to fly to Clare to actually talk to her in person about it.
Yeah, here we are.
No, we all gave it a 7 out of 10, by the way. So John gave it a 6. Anybody else, what did you give this episode out of 10? I'd be interested, because it is one of the lowest rated of all time. So any final comments while the chat is getting that up?
You see what AJ said there? Night King plus Qyburn equals NyQuil.
I'm going to be nice again. So 5.5, 6, very kind of average. I mean, I think all of us would say that, we've said this already, that against any other TV show, it's superior, just visually. But if you're pitting it against other episodes in the show, then you have to be harsh. I don't know whether I like up to now, of the 4, I think definitely my favorite is episode 2. Looking back on it, I think episode 2 was the most fulfilling episode. And as Callum was saying last night, episode 2 was all about building relationships and friendships, and in preparation for the battle. And this episode was all about betrayal and the destruction of those relationships that have been built up. And yeah, it is like, okay, we were, enemy of my enemy for this battle, but actually, boom, immediately, you're next on the list. Yeah.
Lisa, any final thoughts? You can have some water if you want.
I don't think so. The score again was amazing. The composer for this is just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I just found out he's doing a concert in Toronto on September 6th. The Game of Thrones experience. I really want to. My wedding anniversary is September 4th, so I'm trying to convince my husband to go.
It's really good. We went to it in Zurich. It was fantastic. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
And especially if they're going to add in the season 8 stuff, it'll be.
They are. It says from season 1 to season 8. So I really want to go. I was going to ask my dad to go with me because he watches Game of Thrones, but he's in the UK then, so that's not going to happen.
We'll do a live stream with him. So 9 for the first 40 minutes, says just me, and 2.5 after that. Yeah, the first part of it was brilliant, actually. This episode, I really was enjoying it. I think probably up to that John and Danny scene. I'm kind of hoping, I'm liking the fact that Tyrion and Varys are kind of getting back to Tyrion and Varys of old.
Yeah.
But they just have left. I feel like it's a little too late. Maybe not. I'm still enjoying this show. I mean, it's still great. I'm still going to watch it. Do we have anything interesting there? Bubba says 5 out of 10. Unrequited loves. Yeah. The music and the CGI is perfection. AJ, I think the dragons look fantastic. I'm not sure about Ghost. I mean, there was a stage where I was like, I would have preferred not to see Ghost.
Yeah. Shouldn't he be like way bigger, like huge?
Yeah, just very different sizes in different scenes. It's a bit it's confusing. Yeah,
it's weird. But, I don't think we'll see him again though.
No,
unless Tormund comes back for some reason.
You know what would be cool? What might rescue the Ghost scene is if we have a Euron Jon battle.
Yeah,
like I want a decent sword fight. Come on.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if Euron nicked the top of his ear. Like Ghost.
Oh yeah,
that would be cool. Oh. That might, and Jon goes, "Oh yeah, this is like Ghost," and then he goes and gets Ghost. No, it would be. I think it's still setting it up for me anyway that Jon is going to go north.
Yeah,
north, and that's how he's going to live out his days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yes, Meridian, please say hello to the elephants from us. Sorry if we have had any technical problems to everyone in the chat. We're in a hotel in Manchester at the moment, so the Wi-Fi might be a little bit janky, but hopefully you've managed to catch most of us. And me and Mrs. Cronin are going to go and hit the bar again soon.
And Lisa, we wish you were here to hit the bar with us.
Yeah, I wish I was too. Definitely. I've been looking all week at flights to Manchester. I was so close to just say, fuck it, I'm coming.
If we're really unhappy with the end of this show, we might just all decide, right, let's just meet wherever and get drunk.
We need an intervention somewhere. Yeah, let's meet in Mexico or something.
So guys, I really hope that episode 5 is much better for everybody. I think there'll be high and low points like there has been, and I'm kind of gauging my expectations based on that. So but either way, it's still going to be good to watch. I think, see what happens.
We've spent so much time in Winterfell in the last few episodes. Maybe it has felt uncomfortable for us to kind of, oh right, we're back out again outside of Winterfell. But I have high hopes for the actress Lena Headey who plays Cersei. There could be some really interesting moments in the next episode tomorrow.
And if this is kind of like, if there are parallels to season 1, a lot of season 1 ended up in King's Landing towards the end. So, and we were thankful for it.
Yeah.
So despite what happened to Ned, but still it was interesting. So, that's probably the way it's going to be. So Lisa, video tomorrow, I'm guessing.
I actually haven't filmed anything yet, so
Okay.
we'll see if I have time to this afternoon to film and edit something.
You just relax and pretend you're having a drink with us.
Yeah, I might do that. I've got a bottle of wine in the fridge.
It's Mother's Day tomorrow.
It is Mother's Day tomorrow.
Oh, well, yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Happy
you.
Mother's Day. I'm not asking. It's not because I don't know when Mother. It's just it's different here.
Yeah,
And-
it's in March there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Switzerland it's Mother's Day tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
But Mother, if you're watching, you're not getting a second Mother's Day card. You already got it. So guys and girls, we will see you same time next week. We promise we won't be in a bar drinking this time next week. So we'll be on
Unfortunately.
time. Sorry, Lisa.
Speak for yourselves. It's 11 a.m. I might be in a bar.
Depends on how bad the episode is.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye.